Right, good morning everybody. Got a storybook for you today. Little Red Riding Hood. There's Little Red, and that's the big bad wolf. Once there was a little girl who loved to wear red. She must be an Arsenal fan. She had red shirts and red skirts, red shoes, and a fabulous bright red cloak. Her name was Little Red Riding Hood. Obviously an Arsenal fan. Early one morning, Little Red's mother packed up a basket. "I have a very special job for you," she told Little Red. "Granny is feeling poorly. Will you take her this fresh fruit?" "Of course," cried Little Red. And she put on her favourite cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. Look at that lovely bowl of fruit. And there she is, going for a walk. "Bye bye, mummy, see you later." Into the deep dark wood. Ooh. It was a bright sunny day, and Little Red skipped through the woods. "Good morning," she called to the rabbits and the deer. "I'm bringing Granny a special surprise." Those are the deer. There's the deer. There's the rabbits, and over there's a little Robin Redbreast. He's red too, isn't he? And there's even I can't get the camera over here. A squirrel there, look. I'm not so good at doing this camera thing back to front. But someone was peeping from behind the tree. Oh, the big bad wolf. A big hungry wolf. "Good day," growled the wolf. "What are you doing in the woods all alone?" "I'm taking this special basket of fruit to Granny," Little Red replied. Yuck, thought the wolf. He didn't like fruit. He liked to eat tasty little girls. There's the wolf. There's the Red with a basket of fruit, and there's the wolf thinking, I'd sooner eat you. So the wolf thought up a plan, a horrible, clever plan. "Why not pick Granny some lovely flowers?" he said. "Good idea," said Little Red, but as she started gathering daisies, the wolf raced down the path towards Granny's house. There she is picking up the daisies, and you can just see there the wolf's tail as he runs off to Granny's house. What's his plan? The wolf knocked on Granny's door with a thud, thud, thud. "Is that you, Little Red, my dear?" called Granny. "Yes," squeaked the wolf. "Let me in. It's breakfast time." There's the wolf, up to his dastardly cunning plan. "Oh, goody," said Granny, opening the door. What are we having for breakfast?" "You!" cried the wolf, and there's the wolf looking at Granny, ready to eat Granny. Yum, yum, yum. "Ah!" yelled Granny. "You're not Little Red," and she slammed the door right on his big furry nose. "Ow!" howled the wolf. Quick as a flash, Granny ran out the back door and into the woods to find help. There she is running away. I think she got eaten in other stories. "Horrid old Granny," the wolf growled, rubbing his nose. But he could put his terrible plan in. But now he could put his terrible plan into action. Look, there's the wolf putting on Granny's nightdress. What do you think his terrible plan is? So when Little Red knocked, tap, 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 on Granny's door, it was a deep, scratchy voice that answered, "Come in, my dear." Little Red walked into Granny's bedroom and stopped in surprise. "Why, Granny," she said slowly, "what big ears you have. All the better to hear you with, my dear." And there's the wolf's big ears coming out of Granny's nightcap. "And Granny," Little Red said carefully, "what big hairy arms you have. All the better to hug you with, my dear," growled the wolf, and there's his hairy arms. "But Granny," Little Red whispered, "what big teeth you have." What's the wolf going to say? "All the better to eat you with, my dear." And he pounced at Little Red. "Ah! Here comes the big hungry bad wolf." Ah! Just at that moment, the door burst open. In rushed Granny with the woodcutter. "Stop right there!" yelled Granny. There's Granny and the woodcutter coming in. "Put her down now," bellowed the woodcutter, "or we'll chop you up and turn you into a birdhouse." With a terrified howl, the wolf jumped out of the window and ran far, far away, never to return. I think this is a rather tamed down version of the story, because if I remember rightly, quite a few people get eaten and then the woodcutter comes and chops and... Little Red hugged Granny tight. Oh, I'm so glad you chased that wolf away, she said, and she gave Granny the basket of fruit. What a day of excitement, laughed Granny. Now let's all have breakfast. And there's Granny, Red, and the woodcutter all sitting down to have some breakfast. And they've got some fruit and bread there, quite healthy. And maybe a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something. And then they all lived happily ever after. The end. I don't really like that version. I'll try and find you the good version where it's a bit more gory, maybe for Halloween. Anyway, bye-bye. Love you all.